You need to stop their scroll. Do you know how hard that is? When you're scrolling through your phone, what stops you? What arrests you right on the spot? And you guys, what is this? I got to look more at this. Okay, real world private investigators, if you only eat when you succeed, this is for you. And I'm talking about private investigators who own their own detective agencies, who have to get clients to make money to pay the bills and the rent. I want to talk to you about the importance of a headline in your blog post, in your social media, in your advertising, your ad copy. When you are, especially if you're spending money on ads, the headline is the most important part because you're competing with people's attention as they scroll. You need to stop their scroll. Do you know how hard that is? When you're scrolling through your phone, what stops you? What arrests you right on the spot? And you guys, what is this? I got to look more at this. And a good headline can do that for you when you're competing against, honestly, the entire internet for these things. Fortunately, creating a good headline has never been easier because for the first time ever, I'm sharing my exclusive swipe file. These are headlines. Take a look here. Oh, here it is. These are over the years, and I don't know how well this conveys to you the number. Every time I saw a headline that stopped me, that caught my attention, I would put it, and I've got a couple of folders here. I would collect them and keep them and then modify them for my own personal use to get people's attentions. So if I grab one, and here's the perfect example. Let me see if I can get this for you to see. Okay, I wrote on there, great headline. Can you see? Right up here, great headline. Because when I stopped on this page and I read the headline of this, it's actually it is an advertisement. It's not even an article. This is somebody else's ad, and this is how you get your swipe file. You just look until you find things that appeal to you. The headline is "Think Like a Hacker to Protect Your Business." And that's just immediately appealed to me, and I wanted to see more. So I literally wrote on the page, great headline, tore it out of the magazine. How do you use something like this? Maybe your service as private investigator, maybe you're not offering computer forensic services. You're certainly not offering hacking, that type of thing. But what if what if you modified it a little bit? So instead of think like a hacker to protect your business, what if you did something like think like a private investigator to protect your privacy? Do you see what I did there? I took this headline that some company is spending full page ad. Some company is spending a full page ad in a national magazine, and we know that ad works, right? They've tested, they're not rolling out something that's going to cost them maybe 80 grand to put that full page thing in unless they know it works. They've tested it smaller, I'm sure, in social media and other things, blog posts. And that's what we should be doing too. Maybe you have a social media post like that. Think like a private investigator to protect your privacy. By the way, probably we'll have a video like that soon. That's just a great title. Maybe your social media post says that, and you see of all your posts, that one's getting liked and shared a bunch. That's when you take that headline out, and if you're going to pay for advertising, use that because you know it gets a strong response. Now, if you don't have years, if you need to start making money right away, and you don't have years to collect your own private swipe file, I am sharing mine for the first time ever in my new course, which I call the Missing Manual, Smarter Selling for Private Investigators. I have my exclusive swipe file in there as one of the bonuses when you get that. It's a $37 course to teach you about advertising, headlines. It's got that done-for-you lead magnet. All of that is in that $37 course. I really wanted to give you the tools, right? My book, How to Make Money as a Private Investigator, little $3.99 ebook is great, and that'll tell you that's the roadmap. That's the treasure map, right? But Smarter Selling for Private Investigators, what I call the Missing Manual. It's not really a manual, but that's the tools. That's the shovel and the picks and the pans to get the gold out of the ground, right? So you have these headlines just like this that you can modify to use for your own sake, creating buzz and interest because you know that they've worked for other people, and a lot of them have worked for me. How important is the headline for your business? Look, Tested Advertising Methods, John Caples, is one of the early editions before they changed it. And can you see how much I've bookmarked and gone through this? This is valuable stuff, along with things like, Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins and a million other marketing books. I've got a whole section of shelves in here you can't see, but it's just a whole section of marketing stuff. Okay, Tested Advertising Methods, John Caples. And again, this is from, oh gosh, I don't know, 1929, 1936, right in there. Is that old and out of date? Okay, look, what has changed since then? Everything has changed since then, except for human beings. We have not evolved as quickly as technology and everything else. Look, I want to read from you briefly from Tested Advertising Methods. Page number 17 is where I'm reading from, if you've got a copy of this. And it's the most important part of an advertisement. John Caples, advertising legend and success, shares this. What's the most important part of an advertisement? He says here of his book, there are 18 chapters in this book. 4 of these chapters, more than 1/5 of the book, deal with headlines and advertisements. But 4 chapters are not too much to devote to this vital subject. Headlines are extremely important. They are the telegraphic message that an advertiser puts into big print for the public to read. The majority of the public reads little else, right? And this is back when he was competing. We think, it might be hard to get attention online or social media now. It was hard back then, too, because you had to pay a lot of money to get into magazines and that. You might be working just from a classified in the back of the newspaper. And if your headline, but then everybody else was, too. So they struggled with the same stuff we do. The success of an entire advertising campaign may stand or fall on what is said in the headline of the individual advertisement or blog post or social media post. Listen to that. The success of the entire advertising campaign may stand or fall on what is said in the headline. It's vital. That's why I put together Smarter Selling for Private Investigators. That's why I include my exclusive swipe file in there, plus hundreds and hundreds of more headlines. Just fill in the blank stuff. It couldn't be easier to use. You read through it, you find one you like, you say, that appeals to me, and you use it. He goes on in here to say, inquiry returns show that the headline is 50 to 75% of the advertisement. Okay, inquiry returns, think of it today as clicks or people who actually reach out to you for maybe your lead magnet. Maybe they call you. They've tested this. Everything in advertising has been tested. That's the beauty of it. 50 to 75% is the headline. If you're missing the headline, you know what? I'm not even going to read anymore. I'm not even going to read. I wanted to read you a bunch out of that. If you're missing the headline, you're missing everything. Just no one's going to see, stop, notice your ad, your blog post, or anything. Does that? And they don't see, notice you. They don't hire you. All right. If you want to learn more about this, go to shadowanyone.com. There's a link right there in the navigation bar, the menu bar, the missing manual. Click it. If you click through past the fancy advertising page to the add to cart part, you'll see there are some free previews in there. You can kind of see what it is. And of course, like all my stuff, 100% guaranteed. $37 to make your business get more clients, to get more returns, to get more clicks and hits. Oh my gosh. Pay that all day long, but it's a one-time thing. You get all these headlines, swipe file, you get to fill in the blank headlines, you get the done for you lead magnet, the whole 9 yards for $37. And it's, as always with my stuff, 100% guaranteed. You got any questions? Let me know. In the meantime, this is Larry Kaye with shadowanyone.com. Remember, do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing.